Welcome back to another episode of Off the Pipe. My name is Zach, and this week we are here with Lucy from the Glass Academy. How's it going, Lucy?
It's going really well.
Fantastic. Well, happy to have you on the show, and we're gonna get right into it here. Sorry, there's a cat on me, but we're gonna make do here. So first and foremost, I just want you to introduce yourself a little bit for all of our viewers out there and tell everyone what you do at the Glass Academy and what your role is, and just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Lucy. I am the daughter of Michelle and Chris, who are the owners and the founders of the Glass Academy. I am the sister of Jacob, who is a glassblower at the Glass Academy, who you all know. My role in the live feeds is I handle the technical part of the technical side of things. I answer DMs, I answer questions, I help people make custom orders, things like that. Typically, I'm at the studio with my family, and that's how it all started out. But this year, I decided to move to New York, and so I am working remotely now. And I just hop on the live feeds and chat with you guys twice a week.
That's fantastic. So I'm assuming a lot of people probably from the live feeds know you as tech support. They know that, you're behind the scenes making everything flow smoothly for us. But are you a glassblower as well? What else do you do when you're in the shop? I know you're not right now, but tell us a little bit about what your other roles are with Glass Academy.
Yeah, so when I am in the studio, I am not a glassblower, but I do mostly, I would say, help my mom with displays and things like that. I really love packaging. That's like my favorite thing. I love making boxes. I could make boxes all day long. So anytime there's something to do in the packing area, making packages or packing up stuff, that's mostly where I spend my time. My mom does have me do some work with displays and things like that every so often. My favorite. So that's okay. I also do a lot of like the email work and stuff like that happens behind the scenes, Facebook type stuff, aside from the lives. And I also run the Instagram. The Glass.
Well, that's a lot of responsibilities right there.
That is. I forgot about that one. I do that.
A lot of different hats: social media manager, master packer. There are a lot of things that you do. So growing up, obviously you said that you're part of this family. Growing up in an artistic family, are you an artist yourself and in other mediums? And what are some of your preferred mediums to do artwork in?
Yeah, I am an artist in other mediums. I have never found one that like really captivates me yet, though. So I'm kind of all over the board. I really like working with clay. Is a really big one. I spend a lot of time with clay. I think I gravitate towards things that I can really do with my hands. So I really like felting a lot because it feels nice to touch felt. I really love knitting a lot. And then clay is very hands-on. I really love working with wood. I've made some pretty fun wood things in the past. And then I also love working with metal. I haven't been able to do a lot with metal, but the bits that I have been really enjoyable. So it's kind of really all over the board for me. I do like art and I do make a lot, but it's usually art of like opportunity. If something presents itself that I can work on, I'll do it, and hopefully something cool comes out, but I don't really like seek anything out to work on, if that makes sense.
For sure. Well, sounds like art and, making art is a big part of your life. As it is with each of your other family members.
Runs in the family.
Definitely. So where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? Are you working in the artistic world? Are you an artist? And then if you could do one thing for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Yeah, well, I don't see myself as an artist in the future in the same way that my family is. I love art and it is a big part of my life, but it's not the definitive direction that my life's going to go in. So it will always be something that's with me, but I don't intend to be labeling myself like I'm an artist when I'm in 5 years. But I don't actually know where I'm going to be in 5 years, and I'm completely okay with that. The place that I am right now is kind of opening a lot of doors for me and a lot of opportunities. And so I don't have a set goal for 5 years, but I know that I want to be happy and that I want to be doing something stimulating. but I don't know what that's going to be. And I don't have a dream job. That's been a difficult question for a long time. I don't know yet, but I'm sure I'll find it at some point.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat, you know. You got to figure it out as you go along, and that's a great way to go through life for sure. Well, we're going to move on to some other sets of questions here. And as many of our viewers know, you've been in New York for the past several months. So everyone is wondering, what's Lucy doing in New York? So tell us what you've been up to in New York. Tell us, you know, what you've been doing. Tell us about the program that you're a part of, what you've been focusing on, and just give the people a little bit of a summary on that.
Yeah. So for a little background, as most of you have heard probably, Jacob and I both attended a Waldorf school. The people that have been around longer on the live feeds might know this.
I used to be there as well.
Zach knows about it. That's right.
Yep.
So Waldorf school is taught based on anthroposophy, which is a philosophy created by Rudolf Steiner. And it has a lot to do with the way you live life, the type of learning that you do, development, all of these different things. And I went to that school, as did Zach for a bit, and Jacob. And it was the best thing ever. I absolutely loved it. I loved school throughout my whole life. It was an amazing time. And then I went to college, did something else for a little bit, and I was really missing the community that the school had brought. And I knew that I kind of wanted to explore that direction a little bit more than I had been able to while I was in school and younger. And so the program that I'm at here is it's described as like an interdisciplinary gap year, I guess it would be. It's we have classes every day. We have different blocks that we go through, different subjects. So some examples are, we had an anthropology course, we had an art history course. Right now we're in a color theory course. And so there's a lot of like traditional learning where I like go to class, but it's also more focused on finding the connections between different disciplines. And so being able to really like kind of apply what you learn to your life a little bit more. And then there's also a lot of opportunities for individual study groups of like really exploring anything that we want to do. So I'm in a dream study group. I'm in another study group that's focused specifically on understanding the anthroposophical philosophy, which is really interesting. So it's kind of just a space for opportunity. The place where we're located, they usually do artist residencies. And so there's also a ton of access to art materials and different things like that. We usually have at least one art class going on in each trimester. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And then we're also in a community that's very, has not been hit by COVID hard at all. And so it leaves a little bit more wiggle room for study groups and things like that to have a little bit more interaction than I did in a place like Michigan, where it's very strict and quarantined.
Well, that sounds like an amazing experience, and you know, hits on all of the things that you talked about. You know, having art at the center of your life and exploring all these things and figuring it out. So that sounds awesome. Have you had a favorite experience or a favorite class thus far?
Yeah. So one of the things that I get to do is I'm in an extra course that's kind of like only a few of us are in it. And we get to have potlucks once a week where we listen to the lecture and we all eat together, and then we have a discussion of the class afterwards. But there are a few people. One of the people in the group is a teacher in the program, and then a few other ones are just regular students. But that's kind of just about incorporating anthroposophy into your life and in everything you do. And so it's just really nice to be able to go to those lectures and then sit down with a group of people and really just converse and dissect and understand it on a deeper level than if I were to just have to sit through the lecture on my own.
Yeah, definitely.
So far. Also, though, the art classes are pretty great. And we did just have an evolution block where we got to look at all these different types of animal skulls. I got to see an elephant skull. I've never seen an elephant skull before. They're massive. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that one was pretty incredible as well.
Well, I'm jealous. That sounds like
you should be. It was really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, I'm sure that being away from your family is tough, but you know, having those experiences and setting out on your own, it sounds like you're on a great path.
It does.
We're gonna move in we're going to move into some work questions real
Nice.
quick because we're running up on time here, but then we're going to do some speed round questions afterwards. So we're going to keep these short and sweet. First and foremost, do you like working with your family?
I adore it. My family is the best thing in the world, and I love being around them in every way I can.
Do you have a lot of pieces of glass that your family has made or that you have made over the years? And do you have a favorite?
I only have functional glass. I don't have any desire to have any decorative glass. There's enough of that in my life already. So I have only functional glasses that I drink out of. I find that very important. I will only ever have Glass Academy glasses to drink out of. And I think my favorite right now that I have is a glass that my brother made that he let me take, that he offered me to bring here because I needed to have something to drink out of that was from my family. And it makes me really happy. And every time I pull it out, I show everyone and tell them my brother made it. And I love it.
Yeah, he makes some great stuff. I have a couple of my own. They're really nice. Is it hard to, do the tech support side of things remotely from New York when, all the live feeds are going on?
I don't think it's tough. I think, one, it's nice to chat with you guys. I love talking to you guys anyway, the viewers. And so that kind of just makes it easy. It's not difficult. And then also it's 2 hours of watching my family, who I miss. So it's super easy for me to do this. It's something that I want to do because I get to connect with the viewers and I get to connect with my family. And everybody's they work with you. So nothing's really been too difficult. If there's something we don't know how to do, people are pretty patient while we figure it out. And I don't have any complaints is what I'm getting at.
Well, that's fantastic because you do a great job on it and makes our lives a lot easier when I'm behind the camera. So before we get to the speed round questions, what specifically, you talked a lot about all these different types of art, these different mediums that you enjoy. Specifically with glass, even though you're on the post-production side of things, what is it about glass that is your favorite? What do you like specifically about glass?
I think the most intriguing aspect of it would of course be when it's molten hot. That's for someone who really likes to work with my hands. The thing that really attracts me to it is that I want to touch it really bad. Seeing it be molded and shaped into something different, shapes that I know how to make with my hand, but that somehow my family is able to make with a metal stick, blows me away.
Right.
That's really incredible to me. So I think process-wise, that would be my favorite. And then I love how it's such a natural material. It's able to come out. It's made from the earth, for starters, and then it's able to come out with all these natural forms. That's really unexpected to me, especially a lot in my mom's work and my dad's work, their personal stuff. They're able to get a lot of organic forms out of it. And I think that it's really intriguing to see something that's solid, but was shaped by these other solid tools become so natural and have so much movement in it. I think would be my favorite part. Yeah,
it blows my mind every single time. It's crazy. All right, real quick, speed round question. So just the first thing that comes to your head, shout out an answer. First question, what's your favorite genre of music and what's your favorite artist/band?
Oh gosh, that's a really hard one right off the bat. I don't know. I don't have a favorite genre. I just listen to all music, and my favorite band would be, I have no idea because I just listen to all music. I'm sorry. I know that's not as satisfying.
Last time I saw you, you mentioned James Taylor, and I like James Taylor too.
Okay, I do like some of that. Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite snack?
Nuts. I love to make my own granola. I like it when I can get the ratio just perfect. So nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, not granola, trail mix. Okay.
So more savory than sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's your favorite color?
Brown. Love brown.
This question asked, is Lucy a Harry Potter fan? And if yes, what house is she in?
Lucy is not a Harry Potter fan, but if I were, I think that I would want to be in, I have no idea because I don't know anything about any of them.
You seem like a Ravenclaw.
Okay. I was going to say Slytherin, but I think that's only because I'm blonde and the only person I know in it is blonde, so maybe not.
That makes sense. All right, last question here. If you could eat only one food for the rest of your life, what food would that be?
Cosmos Beep and Bop.
I agree with that. And with that question, we are putting a lid on this episode of Off the Pipe with Lucy. Real quick before we go, Lucy, we have a message from Riker, one of our fans. When asked what his question would be for Lucy, he said, a nice question would be, I love you. So that is a nice, sweet message to send us off with. Thank you so much, Lucy, and we'll see you guys next time on the next episode of Off the Pipe.